Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? We're at episode number 51 of Marvel Yap today. We're going to be making a tier list of all of the champions from Grand Arena, rating them based on their skills, their decks, as well as talking about our OTA predictions and limited time game modes in general. What have been good, what have been bad, pros and cons, and that's going to be the gist of it. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, we're joined by the hostest with the mostest, notmydance. How are we doing today, Dance?
I'm doing pretty solidly, honestly. This is going to be I have forgotten how to snap. Actually. So Grand Arena, you don't snap.
Yep.
I haven't snapped in about a week.
Yeah, no.
It's been great.
I haven't either. I think you had an issue once where you clicked ladder instead of going into Grand Arena, and that was the last time you've played ladder since Grand Arena came out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I think I've actually had a couple times where I've accidentally queued in at this point, but even with still queuing in, I just haven't snapped there, and I haven't not meant to. It's just haven't done it because I'm having a lot of fun doing other stuff. But here we are.
Yeah, no, Grand Arena has been a nice breath of fresh air. Like, it really feels like a new kind of take on the game, and honestly, I think it made me like Mole Man itself, either in the game mode. I haven't tried him, of course, out of the game mode, but this card I genuinely like, and for it to be a Series 4 card, I think is honestly really solid.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's actually a really solid piece. It's a very fun card as well. I think it's... I've talked about this a little bit, and we're gonna get to our topics here, but like I will just tell you as a preview, he has the worst skill in the game.
The worst skill in the game, opposed to like how strong the other ones are.
Yeah, like every other skill is good. His is the worst.
Yeah, I think in perspective to all of the other ones, it's pretty rough. I still think his skill isn't like, it's not like you'd never play the skill because it's a bad skill to play, but in perspective to all the other ones, it is the worst one. Yes. Yeah.
That's exactly where I'm at with it, which, I don't know. We'll talk about that. I think there's a lot of really fun stuff. I said it before, like, I think I said it last week, where I was like, feel like there's just going to be a lot of people just using tech cards and stuff, and completely correct. I feel like at this point about that, but it's still been an absolute blast, and I'm excited to play some more with it, but obviously we have things we can actually talk about here.
Yeah, our topics for today are going to be what is the best champion, or who are the best champions in Grand Arena, as well as the pros and cons of the limited time game modes. We have had 5 different limited time game modes. If there are more that there's sort of slipping in our head, let us know, because we were kind of thinking maybe there is more than 5, but we know there's 5 definitively. And then we also have our OTA wishlist, because we do have an OTA this week as well. So we're going to jump right into a nice little tier list over here, which actually this tier list too is shout out to Binks for the tier list. He made it with all the little PNGs and everything too. Of course, Fantastic Four plus Doom plus Mole Man and Carnage, because you see Herbie, you see Invisible One, you see Pedro Thing and Johnny from like everything and the new the stuff. So like for the season. So Let's see, Dance. What do you have for the Herbster?
I mean, do you want to start off with what I think is probably just the best champion?
Sure. Do we want to? Are we basing it on? I mean, I guess best champion. We're pretty much basing it off their skill.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Herbie's best champion. Actually, I would just say that straight up.
You think Herbie's the best one?
Because of the fact that you get the additional 2 energy the following turn, and if you double him beforehand as well, you can easily get with 5 energy, 2 additional energy the next turn, and you get a 12 powered card at minimum.
I don't hate Herbie being in S, like being in the top right now. I think I haven't played enough Herbie or played into because I keep seeing this one exact tech pile over and over and over and over and over again, and I think that's kind of like tainting my judgment a little bit. But that's fair. I have been seeing some Herbie Nomura stuff, which has been pretty
I've seen those too.
So you know what? I think it's totally S tier. Like I think for sure I agree that it is definitively one of the top champs.
I'm interested in who you think is higher, but we'll get to that when we talk to maybe Invisible Woman. How is she feeling for you?
I think Invisible Woman is pretty low for me. I think like people are running more Invisible Woman tech, but you're just not seeing people play this deck at all. So I'm thinking probably like C tier at the moment, and like Alioth. People are playing a lot of Alioth again.
I'm surprised Alioth isn't banned in this game mode. Straight up.
Yeah, they just wanted to you know what? We're banning Kang, but we're banning Alioth.
Yeah, Kang isn't banned, or Kang is banned. Not a lot. Here's the thing. Kang is just not a fun card currently, so I get the ban there. However, not banning Alioth is just it. Especially with that, just doesn't make sense. I don't know. Tech cards are just not fun. Ban all of them in a game mode. But I don't know what. But anyway, I will say one of the other stronger ones, and I think it could be. I think this is personally top of A. I think that's where Pedro Pascal, Reed Richards fits in.
Yeah, I think this might be. I think this is top of A. I think there's like 2 S tier, 2 A tier, and then we'll figure out the rest. So I think I am cool with Pedro in A.
Yeah, he's good. He's a very good card, and just the fact that, again, this is the thing where it's comparisonable. I mean, in comparisonable, man, I know it's a little bit apples and oranges, but at the same time, like it's cheaper. I get it for the for Mole Man. But the difference in terms of value is it's so insane.
Yeah, because it can continue to proc like a surge. So like it's different than like Mole Man's, only happens one time. Now with the Thing, I think the Thing is probably either B or C tier.
I would say it can be a good card when you use it, but oftentimes I do agree with you that it probably is just a B tier card. Or sorry, B. Is it C actually?
It probably is C, right behind Invisible Woman.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Actually, yeah.
Now, what about Johnny?
So unfortunate.
What about Johnny? How do you feel about Johnny?
It's a really cool card, but it definitely isn't great.
But is it better than Sue or the Thing?
You know what? I might actually say yeah.
I think it is better than Sue and the Thing. I think it's probably B tier. Now,
I'd agree with you there.
It's because it's funky. Because like, if you guys did not know, by the way, Herbie's ability makes all of Herbie's abilities go off
imagine
again.
telling people that.
So that's what Herbie does. That's what Herbie's skill is. Pedro Pascal's ability, or Mr. Fantastic, is it gives an ongoing card -1 cost +1 power. Human Torch's ability is on reveal, set the top card in your deck, or add the top card in your deck to Human Torch's power, which is the champion. You add that to that top card. Invisible Woman's is on reveal. The amount of cards you have unrevealed.
And it's also what your opponent has unrevealed.
Oh, and okay. So whatever cards you and your opponent have unrevealed gives you that much extra energy the next turn. And then the Thing is in on reveal, give the Thing +8 power.
Yeah, so one of the nice things I will say about all of these actually is that they are very specifically worded to be not just the Thing or whatever, they say your champion.
Yeah.
If they have that bit. And that does make it pretty interesting when you talk about some of these skills. I feel like, because I've gotten some other skills when I play a different character. I've gotten, for example, the Thing's skill when I'm playing Johnny Storm, which is a really fun combo.
Yeah. No, that sounds, getting both of those to proc is actually really sick.
Yeah, very good.
And then next we have Carnage, which Carnage's skill is on reveal. It is, you move Carnage to the location, you play the skill, and he does his destroy animation again. So you can play this onto a lane that has 3 cards, and then you move Carnage over and he destroys all 3, kind of like you would be playing Carnage in that lane, which is really cool to get that off and going. I think it's pretty strong for Carnage, especially like if we look at this, like if we're looking at this entirely, like not just skill wise, also deck wise, you're already starting the game with 2 destroys. And I think that is like really good, especially playing that style deck. I think I might either put him in A or top of B.
I think he's an A, straight up. I think that's an A of a card. It's really good. Just to be able to use that second destroy. And I think the biggest thing about it is it's not even the fact that it is, I don't even know if the skill is that good. It's the fact that now you, as a destroy deck, you have a reliable destroyer. Like a card that can actually destroy, not the actual destroyer card, because you know that exists, but you have an actual card that can destroy reliably, and that really, really matters. And I think that's really good. So I think it definitely fits in the A tier here. Have you seen the thing that the funniest thing I think that I never thought about until people started doing it with the Doom skill, Master Plan?
What is the funny thing?
Agatha on turn 2.
So that I don't think is actually just funny. I think that is genuinely just good, and this deck is going crazy right now with it's Agatha Tech. It is literally Agatha, Doom, and it is Sarah, and then they're running Shang-Chi, Absorbing Man, Eliath, Grandmaster, and it is literally the biggest pile of I just hate you deck like you could actually play. And it makes this deck like S tier just because of the range and how just counterable it is for everything. Like it is one of the worst things to experience, and it's because it's like unless I'm running Cosmo, you know, like I'm just kind of chalked.
I have not had the same experience with it, but I understand. Like honestly, Doom being the S tier one is not what I would have expected straight up. Even just talking about this, but. My experiences have been different with Doom, but I don't mind him being up. I don't mind him being up there if it's been different enough for you, that pile of cards. And one of the nice things about these champions is the fact that, yes, while you do have these champions themselves, we can base a lot of these ratings as well around their skill, because that's meant to be an extension of themselves, which is really cool.
Yeah, because you have Doom in this list, but you're more often than not like not playing Doom out. You're playing everything else out. And the thing with having Agatha is you automatically have a turn 2 14 power card you're playing down, which is very
and you
strong.
also limit your deck size, which is another really good thing, because now two of the cards that are built into your deck are just guaranteed to not be in there for long.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then you have Mole Man, which I love the style of play for Mole Man and
agree
and all that, but comparatively to everything else, it's got to be D, unfortunately.
I have played the most Mole Man, and I will keep playing Mole Man, but his skill it's bad for it's just so bad. I wish it wasn't. I wish it was a good skill. It's just I realize we've just completely misnamed this. This definitely should be best skill, but anyway, this is it's just not good. His skill, in case you don't know what it does, it's I think it's Subterraneous Summons, where it just says every single created card in your hand, you give it either -1 cost or +2 power. It's not good. Either one of those two would be better. The fact that it's either is just so bad.
And it can pop off for you. I mean, if you have your Victoria hand and you have the combo pieces for it, but it's like into some of these other, like, just because tech's everywhere, you're not really running tech in that list, and you just literally get countered by tech, because tech is Grand Arena. It is Grand Tech Arena. That is literally the game mode right now.
Yeah, it really is. I wish it wasn't. I wish that it wasn't just this tech arena full of just, I don't know, this, it just, yeah, it's what I said before. Like, I'm not surprised that it is. I wish it wasn't, but it unfortunately makes sense that it is.
Yeah, it's when you have additional benefits for winning games, you want to play the best thing you possibly can to win games. So, like, that's why you're playing tech, to win games, to be able to get more glory, and it still is pretty grindy. The pass does help. But that is going to be the gist of our champions tier list we have over here. And if you guys have any other opinions, or you think we completely messed up, let us know down below. And we are going to go ahead and move on to the pros and the cons of other limited time game modes. So we got that going on, and we have 5 of them. The first game mode we ever had is going to be Deadpool's Diner, where we did have good old Cassandra Nova.
Yeah, what is it? There have been only 2 cards ever released in Direct to Series 5 in a limited time game mode, and Cassandra Nova was definitely one of them. I think a lot of people had negative experiences in terms of I feel like the game mode initially was very grindy, and it's honestly still was when it returned. And I think that hopefully they've taken that as an opportunity to like reflect and look back on it and understand what they did, what they need to do differently. It was interesting the fact that they were like, hey, what if it's just Marvel Snap, but you can snap and snap and snap and snap, and it's just a lot of it, which is cool. I think it's a really cool idea, and I hope we see it return in a hopefully more like not balanced, even just like cleaner, I want to say maybe format. But in general, I liked the game mode. I think maybe if we look back at our old selves when we talked about this at first, we were crapping on it a lot more. But I don't know, maybe rose tinted glasses are giving me a different perspective on it. How did you feel about it at the time?
So I believe that this was post Airshim, right?
Yep,
so,
it was actually like a month after Airshim.
So it was Airshim's Diner. So I remember us not being really happy about that. But then this card came out to be a direct counter to Airshim, and it felt great. And I think what I really liked actually when it came towards the end of this game mode is that there was people just going in and donating bubs to other people to give others an opportunity to get either the variant or be able to get Cassandra Nova. I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and I did like that it felt different in a sense than regular, Snap, because you had the different snaps and everything too. But the gambling aspect, I think, heightened kind of, I don't know, some anxiousness and stuff playing some of these games.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if I lose this, I'm not going to be able to play another game for another 8 hours while I wait for the reset to happen. Whereas, like, I can just play a regular, ranked match over and over and over again. And I think this is, like, one of the first instances. There was not a ticket system. It literally was just based on the amount of bubs you had. So I guess technically you still could go back to the free one and play that over and over and over again. But you had to, like, grind all the way back up to be able to get to where you were. So, like, you still could continually play it, but it was a cool just start for new game modes.
Yeah, it was a great start. I think they've definitely figured out they wanted to do different things, and as time has gone on, they've I think refined that a bit more. And also just in terms of cards, because I believe we had Cassandra Nova in the first round, which was you got her a lot earlier, and then you can get this variant higher up. Then I believe you got I want to say Eitri. Was it King Eitri?
Yes, King Eitri was the next version. If I can,
King Eitri. I mean, what is it? This card is fine, and I think this card is good in potentially 2 decks, with Agamotto and Hammers.
Yep. And Thanos,
cool.
Right? Remember when everyone was like, "Yeah, you gotta play him in Thanos. He helps you in Thanos so much."
I was one of those too. I think so.
I said it too. I said it also. I mean,
okay,
it does.
Cool. Well,
it does work. You just don't play this card there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. It does work. It's just not great. But that is what it is, at least for King Eitri on that one. And that, I don't know. In the end, I feel like the biggest thing was, I think what you said, where it was just like you could have these really high wins and really high and really big lows. And I think that was the biggest issue people took from it. And I get that. I didn't have the same issues, but I understand it. Also, have we still never gotten a King Eitri variant to this day?
We don't have one yet. There is one data mined. I think it's either
there is one? Finally.
August or September season, where it kind of looks like a chibi a little bit, I think.
So it just took nearly a year after his introduction to do that?
Yes. It is hard to make card art, right? For these characters that have been out for a long while, Yeah. Oh, actually, no. Apparently, it's coming out. There's a King Eitri coming out today as this podcast goes live. Oh, okay. Well, see, I was wrong. Well, there you go. King Eitri is out, though, a year later.
He released in, November.
Okay, so not a year, but a good longevity.
Yeah, but I'll say a year. I'm down.
But after Deadpool's Diner, we did have good old High Voltage. And I believe... Was Lasher the first High Voltage card?
It was Lasher, I think, is the first High Voltage. That sounds correct, I believe. I remember it's one of 2. There was Lasher and I believe Agony. I think we had 2 different ones. I don't remember which one was first.
No, I think Agony was first and then Lasher and then Toxie.
Was it that way?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was technically Toxie was in there too. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I wasn't really missing it. Also no, I think we also got first Ghost Rider from one of them.
Oh, true. Yes, actually. So it was Agony.
Lasher, Agony.
Was it Lasher, Agony, or Agony, Lasher?
One of those 2 in some order.
I think it's
I don't
Agony
remember,
Lasher
honestly.
because this was in September because it was for the Venom, or it was in September or October for the Venom symbiote stuff.
I didn't think it was on time for it. I thought that they missed it because it was like, I thought that they did it and then it was like a month or two later. We got, I think it was oh God, I don't remember.
No, I think it's Agony because Lasher and Agony were down around the same time. I think it went Agony and then it went King Ichiri and then we got Lasher earlier this year and then we got Toxie. Then we got first Ghost Rider and then we got Toxie Doxie. Some range like that. We may be flopping some stuff around.
Flippeting, floppeting.
But Agony, Lasher, Toxie Doxie, and the first Ghost Rider are the cards that we have gotten from High Voltage.
It was Agony first and then Lasher.
Okay, sweet.
But yeah, so cool. I mean, I think all of them are fine other than Toxie Doxie, I'd say probably. Actually, no, half of them are fine because then we also have first Ghost Rider. Lasher and the symbiotes were cool. The symbiotes, I think, have probably found their place in the meta. I think a lot of people were arguing, like, what was the point of them? And especially when Cerebro 2 was dead, there was really no point in Lasher.
Yeah.
But now that we do have Cerebro 2 in some fashion, Lasher is a great card there. But I always forget with the Lasher, by the way. The artist, if you actually go to the original artist's, like, Instagram, he shows a mouth on Lasher.
Oh. So just in game, he's missing his teeth, which we do actually have a Lasher variant, I think, coming out this month as well. Finally.
Yeah, we have a Lasher variant coming out again today, and then we also have another one coming out in October.
Okay, so progress.
But let's hopefully we get some more, at least just 2 or 3 variants for each of these cards. But then I think after we got all this high voltage stuff, first Ghost Rider. We had Toxie Doxie.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, next up was Sanctum Showdown.
Yes, but what did you think about High Voltage, like in general, when it released?
Oh shoot, yeah, we didn't even talk about that. We just spent so much time figuring out the cards.
Yes.
It's a fun limited time game mode. It's nice that it doesn't put any. It's a nice one that just doesn't put any weight on the winning or losing. That's one without the ticket system, which we were interested in. Especially not even tickets, but we had Bubs in Deadpool's Diner, and then just basically no stakes. It was just like, hey, play it for fun. And oh yeah, you know what? The other thing we also forgot is we actually had High Voltage earlier this month for just a weekend.
That is true. We just had High Voltage just to get mystery variants or mystery borders and stuff. It was
and a couple variants and such. I mean, it was just for cosmetics, but it's also, I mean, at least they can test it. I think they're trying to figure out like what they can and can't do there. So I'm glad they tested it. Not interested, but
yeah,
it was just like I think they wanted to see like how many people would actually just play it for their own thing, just to figure that stuff out. But I don't know. High Voltage, I think, is just a fun time. I think there's nothing really atrocious, nothing really bad with it. I think the biggest thing is that they are, I just want them to keep banning more cards, and I think that's one of my favorite things with the limited time game modes is the fact that like I want more of these cards banned.
Yes.
Do that straight up.
I think the ban system has really been impactful to make the games flow better and to be less toxic. And then I also think, like with High Voltage, what I really liked, since there was no ticket system, you really could play into it and do your bounties and do your alliance missions. Like it was really good just to be able to do some just progressional stuff. Maybe that would take longer if you're trying to do like a proving grounds or or trying to do like ladder, because the games are shorter. You're able to kind of, do what you want to do, and you have extra energy to mess around with. I think that was really helpful, and it felt like a nice break and breath of fresh air, which was great, especially when it first came out, and even like now, like regular High Voltage felt really nice. But then, like you said, we then transitioned over to Grand Arena, and the first rendition of Grand Arena, Sanctum Showdown. I'm thinking of Sanctum Showdown, but Grand Arena is happening right now. We transitioned to Sanctum Showdown, and we had 3 different cards come out, and we also had Twitch drops, which helped us be able to get all 3 cards as well.
Yeah, and actually, one of the things as well, Sanctum Showdown is going to be coming out, I believe, next month, according to their announcements potentially. But yeah, there's a lot of like big things that they had again banned and like not allowed in the game, including locations and such, which I think was absolutely great. And Laufey, Gorgon,
And Uncle Ben.
And Uncle Ben.
Yep.
Those were the three in, I believe, the first iteration. And those, honestly, all have done a decent job in the meta. Like, every single one of them has served a role. I think Ben is the one that I feel like more people crapped on first, including myself. And I have completely gone the opposite way on it. So I'm very happy, I think, in general, with the way that these cards all landed.
Yeah, I think Gorgon is the least played of the three right now. Which they made this as like a deliberate counter to Airshim, and then even like into the Airshim matchups, it didn't feel like the worst. I used it, of course, against Thanos, and I think against Thanos it felt more impactful, honestly. Yep. But this game mode also, they updated they updated the ban list during the duration of it, because like Scream, Juggernaut, and stuff was being like too impactful during the first rendition. They're like, you know what, let's ban it. Let's make this a little bit more fun for everyone. We don't need to be messing around and taking away the fun, so people can actually enjoy this. And I was like, yo, that was actually really good. That which means like they can update the ban list during the duration of game modes, which was something we didn't know that they could do. So it was really cool to see that they are listening, and they wanted the game mode to be fun, so they changed that. And it was a really cool just change of pace too, winning kind of like individual locations instead of just trying to win 2 out of 3 in order to get more points. Like the style of decks that people were playing. Dance loves the Guardians of the Galaxy, so the Guardians of the Galaxy were everywhere.
I'll stand by it. I'll stand by the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes, I know people were playing them. Was a good deck, not an overpowered deck, and it was an easily accessible deck, which, as we will see whenever we do talk about, whenever we get into the conversation about Grand Arena, it's nice having people just being able to access like a deck and be able to feel competitive with it.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think Sanctum Showdown went really well and was really nice. So was really glad.
I think it's one of the ones that felt the most different from normal Snap.
Yes, I think that, because like High Voltage still felt like Snap. Of course, you have a crazy surplus of energy, and you're drawing 2 cards instead of 1 card, but the game didn't really change in the sense of you're still trying to win 2 or 3 locations, 2 out of 3 locations at the end of the game. Whereas Sanctum, you're like, well, I could be locked into this one location, and if it flips over here every other turn, I can just win out.
Exactly. The amount of coin flips I lost where I'm just like, please make this a Sanctum. I just need this location to be Sanctum. And it's like, nah, nope, never again. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no. And I think one of the best quality of life changes too was when they did the second rendition where you could get Astral Projection, which was the most recent towards the end of last season, was that if your opponent retreats, you still get the max Sanctum you can get.
They did that change. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was a great change where like, now, if your opponent retreats, you don't even get punished for it anymore. That was such a good change as well. Yeah. And Astral Projection, I don't think has landed as well as everything else, but I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe we'll talk about that later. But we did see, it wasn't, that was last season. And another game mode we did see last season was High Voltage, but Overdrive. Which, what if you had High Voltage, but then both players had Airshim?
Yeah, literally, what if both players had Airshim, and what if they played their Airshim generated cards and it completely flipped everything you were trying to do on its head, and RNG was even crazier than you thought it was going to be?
I wish it was good. Straight up, I wish that game was good. It just didn't hit. I feel like if you just even make it like so the cards in the deck, your own deck, get that buff or something like that, maybe that's something different. I don't know. Do something like that where you just charge up your own cards, but it really just didn't feel good. And not even mentioning that aspect of the gameplay, which I realized I played and I'm like, I'm good here. Not even mentioning that, we had this whole, I can't even call it a debacle because debacle means it was unintended.
Yeah.
We had the whole Kid Omega situation, which, by the way, Cobra was actually a part of that as well, but no one talks about Cobra because no one cared about Cobra. It's continually talked about the Kid Omega situation. That's one thing I've noticed. Never talked about the Cobra situation because no one wanted Cobra.
Yeah, no. Nobody wanted Cobra, and this card, people were playing with this card early who got, access to it from spending gold, and it was putting up crazy numbers.
$100.
Yeah. So it was putting up crazy numbers, and people were like, and that was like a major feels bad too because you weren't teching for it, And then at the end of the day, even if you don't like playing Destroy, it was just the concept of this card being like locked behind that type of paywall, and that even extenuous type of grind you had to do to be able to get Kid Omega is what like made people feel bad, which I totally get. And with you feeling bad about that, and then the game mode has RNG, and your opponent has better RNG than you, like almost every game, and you don't draw the cards you want to draw, it just felt like feels bad.
I think the biggest thing I just didn't like, I talked about this when it happened, I'll say it again. The fact, like, here's the thing. I put it out for $100, and I don't like it, but if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. I just dislike the fact that there is no way to get these cards, and I hadn't thought about it up until this point. There's no way to get these cards in the snap packs for 30 days after they launch. And that's just it. You can't. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. There's just 30 days where this card is just unobtainable. And I understand the logic where it's like, yes, this is how we've done it in the past. I get that you've done that way in the past, Second Dinner. Straight up, I just believe if the card is not available, virtual cards in this game should always be available in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So if I have a way to get Kid Omega, like if he's no longer, if the game mode's out, gone, goodbye, and I have the tokens, do a snap pack or whatever, put that in there after the game mode's out. Like, it just seemed simple to me there, and I disliked, I think, that part most of it. Because otherwise, people when they were saying like the card was busted or what have you, I think Glenn even said like, "Hey, it's good, but it's not busted."
Yeah,
everyone's freaking out about it because no one has it,
and no one was teching for it and stuff too. So like another reason why the stats are inflated, and like the people playing it are like top ladder people playing it, opposed to everyone playing it, which will tank win rates and stuff too.
Oh yeah,
which it is just like very interesting to think about like that concept and stuff. But other than that, we had a shop for high voltage too, which was better like than just the original high voltage, which I hope they bring that back. I do like the shop aspect, but I wish
interesting
some better stuff
with the shop aspect as we get closer into Grand Arena talk.
Yeah,
Grand Arena is very similar to both Kid Omega, to the Kid Omega situation, kind of. I'm going to say that because while you still like, there's a very low chance you can be able to get both these cards for free.
Yes.
But you don't have to pay as much gold. The amount of gold that you're actually spending on it is infinite. It's much, much smaller. So people aren't really complaining about it because it's not as big of a deal.
Plus, of the cards, if you think about it as well, I'm gonna say this. I would say if you were to choose between the two, I would every single time choose Mole Man over the Mad Thinker. And if you get the resources to potentially get a Mad Thinker, I would honestly probably not spend them on a Mad Thinker. I would get something else in the shop. Of course, if you are on a lack of tokens and you want to say collection complete, maybe then you go Thinker over something else in the shop. But I would say in general, Thinker is not a card you necessarily need to have because it is just bad.
So I haven't gotten Thinker yet either, so that's fair. I do think I will get Thinker because it can still just be good. I think I'm just picture it with Merlin, and I just feel like it's going to put value at least out that way because throw it behind a Cosmo, and then it's just keeps gaining power. But it's also the difficulty of just being, you have to, when they make these one-cost cards and they let them get a lot of power, you're really making this glass cannon kind of effect where it's just like, hey, this can either get a lot, but it also can get destroyed super easily. And so it's kind of scary in that way, and that's how the Mad Thinker will work. And we haven't seen much of him yet. I haven't played him. I don't know much about it, and that's kind of, so until I have played him, I will wait more so. But at least on Mole Man, more people I think are interested in that, gonna have fun with it, and it's just a really great card. Just in terms of fun times, it's just good. It's just good fun. I like it.
Yeah, good fun. Not a lot of people are running Killmonger in Grand Arena, and if they are running Killmonger, just play around that, which is Duck Prio.
Exactly.
But
easy stuff there.
Yeah, super easy. You always Duck Prio. It's easy to.
It's super easy to Duck Prio. It's Grand Arena's, I don't know, it can be fun. But speaking of trying to duck behind things, ducking behind Invisible Woman, can't really duck behind Invisible Woman first step, same way you duck behind Invisible Woman, the base one.
No.
How'd you like that segue? What was that, a reach enough for you?
That was a bit of a reach because I thought we were still talking about Grand Arena, but I guess we already did talk about Grand Arena we did at that point. So then we're jumping over to Wrong scene. We're going to jump over to Invisible Woman First Steps, which is the brand new Series 5 card releasing today as well, which is a activate 3-cost 5-power card. This turn, your end of turn abilities happen twice.
This is really a going all in on the strategy combo card, and it maybe can work, maybe it won't work, but I saw people saying this card would be busted. I don't believe this would be busted straight up. Like, I won't be surprised if it's good, but I also don't think it's gonna be a card that I think is just busted.
Yeah, I think it'll be like extremely good in like some specific decks. Like, I think it'll really enable them to really go like crazy. But I don't think this is like overpowered just yet. I think it's really solid. I still think Pedro is way better in general. But like this with Pedro, like this is just another insane enabler. Like in general, that's gonna go crazy. But like when we look at what you're gonna be playing, like with this type of stuff, right, Dance?
You said something to me in my chat. And
I did.
Is this what we're gonna? Yeah. The thing you said, and and what I don't know if we're talking about it yet, but I will just say, the thing you said to me was, Fantasticar is bugged with She-Hulk. So is Invisible Woman going to be bugged as well?
Yes. I'm curious to see actually if Invisible Woman does make She-Hulk proc her, energy reduction twice, which would be.
I don't want it to, but also.
That would be kind of crazy because like I was thinking about it. I was like, that also it makes Bruce go off twice if you don't get Hulk the first time. So you'll have that, not coin flip because it's a 1 out of 3. So you'll just roll the little triangle dice. And then we'll kind of, Thaddeus Ross could go off again. Hydra Bob would move twice.
Sunspot gains, if depending on how much energy you're skipping, gains that energy twice. Misty Knight, Cyclops, all trigger twice. There's a lot of good reasons for this stuff, and I know I led us into this deck here just because I thought the She-Hulk thing that you had mentioned was interesting enough that I'm like, she's in here. I imagine, here's the thing, by Thursday this week, she's gonna get tossed from this list because I bet she won't work anymore.
Yeah.
But until that occurs, here we are.
And Hulk in hand, will Hulk in hand proc twice, or do you think Hulk has to be on the board for Invis? Okay.
I believe it.
Okay.
Because it just says end of turn abilities happen twice, and his evote ability says if in hand or in play. So
sweet.
I would argue that it would still happen twice. If you had Red Hulk, I think it would probably occur twice as well. And maybe there's a world where you want Red Hulk instead of Hulk. I've seen people doing that instead. I just don't know which one you actually want there.
It really just depends on like how often people are like floating energy and stuff, and like. Yeah. If you're able to mitigate that. If there's a lot
of this stuff, then I think there's a better chance you want Red Hulk in this deck.
Yes.
But I don't know. I'm not going to worry about the exact version of this deck. I think that High Evo is just, there's a lot of the cards that make sense here. It all works. But you've got a completely different pile to try to use with it.
Yes. So I've been playing some Athena Torch this past week already and having a lot of fun and success with it. And then I have swapped out Cassandra Nova for Invisible Woman First Steps just because I'm seeing less Thanos, I'm seeing less Airsham. Yes, it still is a good, just tech piece to be able to, inflict negative power to your opponent's cards itself, but I'm thinking with Invisible Woman First Steps, getting my Torch to go off twice, getting my Havoc to go off twice, getting Athena to go off twice, getting Pedro to go off twice. I feel like there's a variety of different options to mess around with here. I don't necessarily know if this is like the set 12 yet, because I'll be doing like testing with it. But like Havoc getting 8 energy on a turn seems pretty good. Athena, or 8 power, Athena getting 6 power, and then Torch going up twice, and then you double him the next turn. Seems pretty good. So I like where this is kind of heading. I think it's like the difference between like a Sue getting hit by Agent Venom is more of a feels bad. Same with a Bass, because you're losing the power, which is kind of like. I was
gonna say, so this is something I had saw that. Who was it? Actually, Binks responded to your tweet. Did you see what he said there?
He said he doesn't like he doesn't like Kitty in this list.
Yeah. What did you feel about that?
So I like Kitty in this list just as another, I know it's not a power on the board, but like if you're not having the Athena line, or you can bait the Athena line, them thinking you're only going to be adding 3 power, but you have power you're adding elsewhere, and you give the Athena lane. Like, I feel like I like Kitty as more of like a thinking piece where it can like psych an opponent out, and always having a card to potentially play, at least to have 2 cards for Athena value. Especially, I think, with Sue now, you're really trying to make sure you're playing at most 2 cards, just because at least on that turn, you're trying to get Athena to get that +6 instead of just +3.
That's fair. I don't know if I agree 100% with him, because I don't think it's never optimal to go with using Kitty Pride. But I would say in this one, have you tried Nico?
So the Nico kind of Agent Venom style stuff I used more for like Darkhawk Esme things, opposed to the Athena build. If I were to swap Nico, it could honestly be even for the Hood, just because like if you don't get the Bast Agent Venom, Hood's pretty rough. But like it's interesting just, to waver between a Kitty and a Nico, because like also with Nico, you have to wait for the right spell, I feel like, opposed to just playing Nico whenever.
I'm interested in how it's going to work best for you, but I feel like I like Nico more so than the Kitty Pride potentially, but we'll see what happens here, because it's also obviously different. Different people have different experiences, so it be what it is. But I like this list in general. This is, you call it small ball, I call it Bass Spice Rack. This is just a lot of really fun cards, a lot of really interesting pieces that I think are very cool, very fun to see in Marvel Snap, and I'm happy with. And I'm also gonna be pretty stoked about some of these OTA things we're gonna mention here, Tuck.
Yeah, we are gonna be now talking about some OTA
we're going
changes.
fast today. I didn't realize we were gonna go so I'm not even trying to. I don't feel like, but we're just as the flow is going. I don't know. It's just
we're on the right wavelength. I think we're excited for all the stuff we have going on.
Oh my gosh! Did you see the thing? Not the thing from First Steps. No. Oh god, it's this YouTuber Tucker. He's been putting out really great videos consistently on his channel. I don't know if you've seen him. Absolutely love the content he does. It's really great. TUCCRR, if you haven't seen it, by the way. So good. Absolutely great stuff. I love what he does in terms of just, he did some really fun videos with Grand Arena stuff. Obviously, he does like things each week where he talks about the brand new card, buy or bust. And even did something fun recently where he ranked all the new cards, like every single card coming out this year, with Res Snapper. Really, really awesome guy. Really cool. Tucker, you should go check him out. Y'all should as well. He also streams on Twitch. And also on TikTok, he puts stuff up, and he's on Twitter, TUCCR, everywhere. Y'all check him out. It's so good. Is that what you're going to talk about? Is that what you're going to say that you've been really enjoying recently?
No, I was going to say Dance and I have 4 different OTA changes a piece.
Oh, and, that
too. Which one do you want to start out with, Dance?
I'm down for whatever. You pull one up, I will talk about it. I have no issues with. I have no preference here in our order today. Kazar. I mean, here's the thing. Even inside of the list where it's like the ongoing list that we are using in Grand Arena, by the way, Kazar is the least valuable card I think in that list currently. This doesn't feel great. He's just not a good card right now, and I wish it was. It just isn't. And I want this card to go to a 4/1, where it just gives your 1-cost cards +2.
4/1. Okay.
Yep. If Marvel Boy does the 3/2 plus like 1 for each, I feel like Kazar at that 4/1 with a +2 could make sense.
That could be interesting. I'd be down just to see what that does to the meta, and if Zoo even goes crazy, or if that just makes Killmonger just everywhere again. But
maybe
I would be down to see this go to a 4/1.
I think it's what is it? I feel like it's a card that, yes, it is an earlier series card, but the fact that it would be a 4/1, maybe that makes it like a card that people don't play early on and really enjoy later on, and I think that'd be a really cool thing to see.
Yeah, I'm down for a 4/1 Kazar. Now I got this guy over here.
You've got Blob?
I have Blob, and I'm thinking Blob goes back to Honor Reveal Merge until it gains 15 power or more instead of 13 power or more.
don't want more blob.
Well, blob is nowhere, so I'm saying
I guess that's fair. This is one of those where you might be correct. I just don't want it.
that's fair. I mean,
Like,
this card was
there's a really
menace.
good chance that like you're completely correct and this is a fair buff, but I don't want it.
Yeah, no. This card is crazy. Crazy,
Just a bit.
or it was crazy. Now it's nah. When it first came out, man, this card, oh my gosh.
This card was that's why I just have PTSD apparently. I just can't. I can't think of it. I'm scared of it.
And then what do you have for, you say you want me to just throw another card up?
Yeah, just throw one up. I'm down. All right. This is one of my spicier ones. I'll give it. I think that they are wrong that this card that Mantis should copy cards.
Okay.
I think it shouldn't even be the thing. I don't think that should be something they go for in the slightest anymore. What I want to see Mantis do is I want to see Mantis become a 2/2 that works like the Guardian still. If your opponent's played any card here this turn, same trigger. Give your other cards here +2 power.
+2?
Yep. So it's a 2. What is it? It would be a 2/8 if you get it correct in the same way. What is it? And I think maybe it's 2 good still, but whatever. I don't care. And then it goes for what's it called? And similarly to Star-Lord, where it does the same thing, same baseline.
What if it is?
Because you can either only have one card there, or more, or you can have that.
What if it's 2/2 +1? Because you know her like in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, she's like Star-Lord's like her brother kind of thing. Because
I could see that too.
Ego,
I think
so,
a 2/2 +1, or even I'd say 2/2 +1 or 3/2 +2. I'll be fine with. I'm fine with some version of that, but I just think 3/2 +2 puts it in line with Drax. Makes it worse actually, or Groot.
3/2 +2 makes it in line with Wolfsbane, but like Groot Wolfsbane.
But you get to give it to the cards that actually want it, rather than Wolfsbane, who sucks with it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just think that Mantis, like, I don't think there's any point in her trying to do the mind reading stuff for that. I don't think it helps. It's not it. Rather use that, like, come on, she's a support character in Rivals. Let her support her teammates here.
That'd be interesting. Or what if if your opponent played a card here, give 2 cards in your hand +2 or something. I don't know.
I'd be fine with that too. I don't care about that's actually I'd be fine with that too. I actually like that idea. I don't think it needs to do this copying thing. I think that's one of the worst. I just don't think it matters. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's worked. We've had it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
It's not been good.
Okay. I'd be here for it. I have Nick Fury. Okay.
Okay, this is interesting.
So Nick Fury goes to 4/5. And it is add 2 random 6-cost cards to your hand, but -1 cost. So like add like 2 5-cost 6-cost cards to your hand, and he's a 4/5, or maybe even like a 4/2.
I'd be fine with. I think I'd be fine with that. I don't know if they would do that, but I'd be fine with it. This one, I'm fine with it. I don't think they do it because I feel like a lot of the Shield characters they've kept very basic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe they would. However, I'd be 100% down for it. I support this. I don't believe it occur.
Yeah. Or it's like summon like 3 Avengers characters or something and like set their cost like -2.
Honestly, you could summon
power.
a 5. Make it summon a 5 cost and a 6 cost.
A 5 and a 6 instead of, well, I mean, because Coulson does 4 and 5. This would be summon a 5 and a 6 would be interesting. I don't know.
I think
Something with generation that's like better than
I'm
this.
fine with it. I'm fine with it being better. I mean, I've tried to use it. I've gotten some use out of him in Grand Arena, which by the way, I realized I forgot to mention this during the Grand Arena talk, and that's maybe on me for going too fast. +1 energy is a blast, bro.
Mm-hmm. Starting off at 2 and then going up is really fun.
No, I want a game mode where it's like I don't care what they do to it. Just give me +1 energy each turn.
Okay,
I'm down. It's fun. No, it doesn't work on the first 2 turns. So
not anymore. They used to.
Thank God. So bad. It's atrocious. Actually, I'm going to tell you. Hit me. Let's go to Zorn here. I want to save my last one for the last one.
The last one for the last.
Because
one.
Exactly. Listen, Cloak's a 2/4 when both things are moved. Zorn should be a 2/4. Both things are moved. It maybe doesn't do a lot here, but it puts it in a similar place because I think they both do similar things.
I would not mind this getting a point of power. I'm cool with being 2-4.
It's
All right.
that's it. It's nothing crazy. I'm just saying it's a new card. It just hasn't found its legs yet. And I get it. I get what they're trying to do. I think it just needs that extra point of power if you're going to do these movement things, because it's also a debuff for yourself, but in the same way that Cloak can use it.
Yeah, no, I am down. And with that similar vein, Arrow goes back to 510.
You're probably right. That could be fair.
Just that's it.
Yeah.
Arrow goes back just to 510. 510 Arrow, and we call it because like the Surtur Arrow stuff, was bad back then, but it's not the same now. Like there is a way different Sam Wilson shenanigans and stuff going on. Like
I almost had Nightmare in my list. I don't know if you have Nightmare, but I almost had Nightmare because I feel like Nightmare's done really poorly recently.
no, I do not have Nightmare. I like that card can kind of just stay as is in my opinion, but that's just because the meta we're in right now is not the best Sauron meta.
That's fair. I'll accept that. But I mean, speaking of those cards came out last month, I'm gonna hit you with. I think that Astral Projection. I don't want this to reduce cost. Straight up, I think it's fine at this 3 cost. But copy the text of the leftmost on reveal in your hand. Just let it target. Let yourself know what will happen. That's it.
Interesting.
I don't even think it's still great because you lose the card immediately. But at least you know what it's going to hit, and I think that's a big issue, similarly to what we've seen with like Morph.
The targeting is definitely would make this card better. I just don't know. Leftmost, of course, makes it so it's like, the card has to sit in your hand for a while, which is opposed to like rightmost, the card you just drew. It'd be interesting just to see how this is in testing. Like, I genuinely don't know how I feel about
But you also
that.
don't get to get any benefit. Like, the biggest things with a lot of these cards is the fact that you get to keep their power on the board. What power are you getting with Astral Projection?
Well, it depends on the on reveal that you have.
Yeah, obviously it depends on the on reveal. But let's be honest. Has anyone been running these cards that are actually putting power on the board?
I mean...
Ironheart. What's the other one I'm thinking of? White Tiger?
Yeah. No, I've seen someone do a Venom Zola with Astral Projection, which is kind of crazy.
I've seen that. That's the best one I think I've seen. Zola, Doom, and Spectrum have been the only 3 that I think I've been somewhat interested. But that's honestly why I say the leftmost card. Like, let it be a good card.
Yeah.
I don't know. At this, like, if it's fine being that way, rarely, the card sucks right now.
Yeah, I'd be down just to see how it looks in testing. It's another one of those situations like the Kazar. It's like, let's just let it happen, run amok for a little bit, and see if there's any value you can get from it. So, yep, you get the stamp there.
I'll take it.
I have Khonshu. So I'm wondering if you can give Khonshu extra base power, or if you need to buff his other forms too. Like if you go to a 6/7 and then it's like 6/9 and then 6/12, or 6/7, 6/9, 6/13, 6/7, 6/10, 6/13. Just something to give him a little bit extra juice, as I'm thinking when it comes to Khonshu.
Be honest, if I open up Untap right now and I go to the last 7 days, I ask, what's the most played deck in Infinite? You've got a Khonshu deck as number 1.
And is it Khonshu that's carrying that deck?
Khonshu's a good piece of it. I've played against this list and I've lost to Khonshu many a times.
People are playing that in post-Infinite right now? What is the percentage? Like, what are we looking at here?
This is in the last 7 days.
Okay.
In terms of player count, just post-Infinite, 1,300 games. And I believe this is the sample size where Second Dinner looks at the most. They look a lot less as you get higher and higher up, I believe.
Okay.
What they've
So
said
in the
past.
general
However,
pool, people are playing it a lot, but not like in...
if you get to top 50%, it is the number 2 most played deck.
Okay. What about top 10%?
Top 10%, which is probably the area where I think you're more familiar with, and I'm definitively less. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7th. So it's still good.
So it's still
being played.
So Khonshu is getting good value. I genuinely haven't seen Khonshu a lot, so like that's why I'm saying Khonshu.
I feel like this is one where I'm gonna be like, I get it.
Okay.
But also I think it's been fine.
Okay. So I'm seeing it in.
Although
the Khonshu I like is not the classic discard Khonshu. The Khonshu I like.
Yeah, and that's what's been good with.
Yeah, I've like it with the Iron Man gore. is
God, I wish that was good.
That's what I'm hoping. So instead of maybe a Khonshu change, it probably is more first Ghost Rider.
Sell me on it. Hold up. Let's rewind time.
Okay.
What have we talked about for first Ghost Rider? What do we say that we want him changed to?
Make first Ghost Rider a 1 cost.
What, did we say? I feel like we said 1-4, 1-5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sold. Immediately sold. I'm down.
Okay.
There you go. I'm sold on it. We've moved off of Khonshu a little bit because I'm of the opinion that he's okay, but you sell me on first Ghost Rider, immediately sold, done, dusted. That card is. I wish it was good. I wish that Khonshu deck was a good deck. It just isn't.
Yeah, it's so combo heavy. Like you just have to do so much to it. Like maybe
there's a chance nothing even works when you do it a 1-4.
Yeah, maybe it's like instead we need to wait for Redshift before we make any changes to discard.
That's a fair piece too. But that's why I think first Ghost Rider doesn't make a change to discard, because it's not. It's kind of similar to Silver Samurai, where it's like neither one is a change really to the discard shell itself.
Mm-hmm.
They both are just like they're kind of there.
They're like the 16th or 17th card.
Yeah, they're both like I think those two are probably the worst cards in discard right now. Mm-hmm. Is there a worse card than those two? Just as a discarding card?
I mean, like Swordmaster is rough, but like you can kind of
Swordmaster's
play around it.
Swordmaster might be worse. Those are the bottom 3 at least.
Yes.
Because even
like Strong Guy, which is a discard card, has value because you don't have to play it in discard.
Exactly. And like it's not Strong Guy hasn't been doing well, and I feel like I think I heard someone talk about like buffing him up and making him better, which maybe that's fair. There's one, I'm actually just gonna throw this out there right now, even though I didn't mention it on my list, but you've had next one, so I'm just gonna throw it out there in terms of discard stuff. I want Morgan Le Fay to go to a 3-5.
Oh my gosh. Morgan Le Fay would be really... So, here's the thing. Morgan Le Fay at a 3-5 before this next season will be very interesting, because I'm interested to see with... there's a card coming out whenever it's destroyed, it summons a 4-cost card from your deck or from your hand. So
that's true. Maybe it works there. I remember that one. Also, we forgot there's a worse card than all 3 of those. Helicarrier.
Helicarrier is really bad. True.
Helicarrier is Helicarrier. I'd actually argue. I think first Ghost Rider takes the cake, and then it goes Helicarrier, then it's Silver Samurai, then it goes to not Strong Guy, the other one that we said, Swordmaster.
You make Helicarrier like old Loki, so whenever you discard Helicarrier, you generate copies of cards from your opponent's deck with -1 cost.
Something like that. I don't know. I want Helicarrier to be better. I don't care how it works. I just would like it to be a better card. Even just I want something with the Helicarrier, but I just want the Helicarrier to be a better thing. It just isn't good.
No, it's not great, but you guys know what is great and also what I really enjoy, and that is better than all of these discard cards we're talking about, and that is going to be Not My Dance's channel. Whether that is YouTube, whether that is Twitch, whether that is Twitter, it is going to be Not My Dance, NOTMYDANCE, Not My Dance. All of his links will be down in the description below. If you guys are looking for some high energy, high yapperage content himself, whether it is Marvel Snap, whether it is some other variety party games, he's doing deck guides, he's doing variety Marvel Snap videos now too. He just posted an awesome video with STG that you guys needed to check out, and maybe he may have some other new videos coming out this week. Definitely make sure you guys are following and subscribed to Not My Dance. All of his info will be down in the description below. And next week, you guys, will be episode number 52 of Marvel Yap. We are running up on a year here. We're going to be talking about the brand new season. Let us know down below what you guys would maybe want to see for the 1-year episode, which will be the week after next week, after we have started the first season the new season of, it looks like it's going to be the Heralds is what is down in mind, of course, subject to change.
It's not even dead in mind, by the way. It's actually, if you... because I have an iPhone, the iPhone update for Marvel Snap just said the next season is Heralds of Galactus.
Oh, well, there you go. Which we might have a lot of cards.
Does that mean Second Dinner? Yeah, Hold, do you want to? This isn't. I know we've like have other stuff, and we're trying to wrap up. If I go to it, you can actually. They listed the new characters: Galactus First Steps, Silver Surfer First Steps, Stardust, Redshift, Terex, Frankie Ray, Fallen One, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Firelord, Airwalker, and then with the limited time game modes of High Voltage and Sanctum Showdown with the new locations of Zen Law and the Seventh Cosmos.
So we have at least 10 cards.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about next week. Thankfully, we had like less cards this month, which is honestly a very good thing. But yeah, so like you said, 2 weeks we're gonna be doing our 1 year anniversary for Marvel Yap. Gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be very interesting to see what we can do. Let us know what y'all thought about this episode. Made it to the end. Comment with the word lesser. Lesser. Like the first Ghost Rider is lesser of a card in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah. And yeah, lesser is good. No, lesser is bad. But what is good is we want to say thank you guys so much for watching the video. And it's been real. God bless and laters.